If you get into the resources section, you'll find the Excel spreadsheet, so go ahead and open that up and click on the add and subtract. Now there's one other thing we're going to add in order for us to have the basic operations of adding and subtraction completed, and that's this little plus and minus button. So previously, if we were going to subtract 5 from 7, we would put the minus 5 in the box. So we would have 7 plus minus 5, which is a value of 2. And you can see here, if you look up in the spreadsheet, that the value for y is a negative because it's got the minus in front of it. And the value for 7 is a positive. So this is the 5 value, which is the first value in the 32-bit is the sign, and the value of 1 tells you it is a negative. So that's that negative 5. And the first value for this number here is a 0, which is a positive. So that's the positive 7. But what we want to be able to do is, rather than have the minus sign in front here, we want to be able to use this add and subtract button. So whenever we click on this subtract, it's going to mimic the same process as us putting a minus here. Okay, so when the minus is here, you'll see that we've got the y as a value of 1. So whenever we press the minus sign here, then again it's going to put the value of minus 5 in for y. So let's go ahead and we'll have a look at this in our little bit of mathematics that shows this. So previously what we were working with was x, and this would be a plus, and we'd have x here, and this would be a plus. So in effect this here represents the little button. But now the button's changed to a minus. So we're looking to do the sum x minus plus y. So that would be exactly the same as saying x plus the minus of y. Okay, so if we make it plus, then we invert the value of y. So that's the same as having, for example, 7 minus plus 5, and that's exactly the same as 7 plus minus 5, which is a value of 2. So all we do in that case is just invert the value of y. So we invert the value of y from a positive to a minus. Now the other option that we would have is that if y was a minus value, so we'd have x minus minus y, and that would be the same as x plus plus y. So here's an example here, 7 minus minus 5. Well, the two minuses cancel, make a plus, so that'd be 7 plus 5. So that'd be 7 plus plus 5, which is a value of 2. So we already have this built into our algorithm. So in our algorithm, we already know and we have implemented the subtraction as adding the negative of a number. So the mechanics of the subtraction have already been built in and taken care of in our algorithm. So to implement the subtraction button, all we need to do is negate the y value. So if the sign bit of y is 0, then we simply make it negative by making it 1. If the sign bit of y is negative, that's a value of 1, then we simply make it positive by making it a value 0. So we just need to invert this y bit at the beginning, and then we continue with the rest of our algorithm. So that's us built in all of the basic functionality that we require for our 32-bit binary floating point adder and subtractor. We can add and subtract both positive and negative numbers. Now, I suggest you open this up and ensure you know how to work the tool, and you can put in lots of different numbers yourself and you can check them out and you can check the correctness of this. And also note that you can put the numbers in exponential format, so 1e to the 20, say for instance, and we add on 1e to the power of 20, and you see we get 2e to the 20. But there's still a bit of work we're going to have to do. This doesn't cater for subnormal numbers. It doesn't cater for special values. So for example, if I was to make this a minus sign, you can see that we've got 1e to the 20 minus 1e to the 20. So that should give us a value of 0. But look at the value it gives us, some nonsense. So that's not been built into the functionality here yet. And we've not looked at rounding either, so our rounding bits have not been used. And finally, we haven't covered any idea of the precision that we have whenever we add these numbers together. But these are things that we'll work out as we start building up our adder and subtractor in Logisim. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and we'll summarise everything we've got for our algorithms, and we'll try and come up with a particular architecture that we're going to work with. And we'll start building that architecture up in Logisim, and we'll build up the basic adder and subtractor that we see modelled here in Excel VBA within Logisim. And then after that, we'll add in the ideas of our subnormals, our special values, our rounding and our precision. So that's all for this video. Thank you for listening. I'll get you on the next video. Goodbye.